So I don't know if I did something wrong or I said something wrong or I made Karma angry, but yesterday Karma absolutely beat my ass. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did to deserve what happened, but I'm gonna get into the story and I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. First off, I'm just gonna tell you guys something real quick so you're not like waiting the whole video and wondering why. If you see right here on my glasses, you can see something that's not normally there. And yes, that is in fact a piece of tape. And yes, my glasses did break. And I'm gonna get into the story about how they did. So first off, it started at 6:01 in the morning. And that's not a made up time, that is the exact time. It's because that's when I woke up yesterday. And there's the first problem, is the fact that I woke up at 6 in the morning and I don't normally wake up till like 9 or 10, if not later than that. So if you guys don't know, my old monitor that I used to play games on, like this PlayStation, is sitting right on my floor next to me. And when I got this new monitor, I just put the old one right there on the floor, which probably wasn't the smartest idea, especially the positioning that I put it in, being it right next to my bed. And every time I get out of my bed, I kick it or step on it. And unfortunately, when I was getting up at 6 in the morning to go say hi to my dad before he had left for work, I tripped over it. And what I ended up doing was I ended up accidentally knocking over a 44-ounce cup that was filled to the top of water. I ended up knocking this cup over. This is 44 ounces of water. This is more than half of the water that like you're supposed to drink in one day. I spilt it all over the floor and the entire floor was soaked. So after that happened, I'd woken up my brother, which was a good thing because he had to get up anyway because he had to get ready for school. But he was like, what the hell was that? Because it was like loud. Like this thing made a loud noise when it hit the floor. And it like scared the hell out of him. Sorry, Sam. I was like, dude, I just knocked over this cup of water. It's all over the floor. And if you don't know, my cable management skills are non-existent. So there's cables all over my floor. And my Ethernet cable got all wet. I had to dry it off at 6 in the morning. Still. So it was like 6 in the morning and I was sitting on my floor with a towel drying off all these cords that were on my floor so they didn't break or get damaged at all. And that was like a whole 10-minute process, you know, not the worst thing in the world that could have happened in the morning, I suppose. But then my nightmare continues. So what happened next was I was walking out of the house leaving for work. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning now. I was leaving with my sister and my mom because they were going out after they had dropped me off. And my sister and I were walking out of the door, and keep in mind it's like 80 degrees outside, which is another problem because I hate the heat. It's like 80 degrees outside and I wasn't wearing a jacket, and normally I have a jacket on. So I was like walking out of the house and I was like, I feel like I'm missing something, is what I said to my sister. And she was like, oh no, it's probably just our coats because it's hot outside. We obviously don't have them on. So I was like, all right, you're right, like it's probably just our jackets because it's hot. It's like 80 degrees outside. So I get into work and my supervisor slash boss was like, where's your Fitbit? Because he had just got one and he was like, yo, we can be in challenges because I'm always in challenges with my friends. And he was like, Jake, where's your Fitbit? And I just stood there like, I knew I was forgetting something. And I'm so angry when I leave my Fitbit at home before I go to work because I teach sports classes, so I get like 20,000 steps. And then I normally get like a high placing in the contest I do with all my friends. And I was so pissed because especially Thursdays are my super long days. So I get so many steps and I had just lost all those steps because none of them are going to count because I don't have my Fitbit on. And I also use my Fitbit for a watch and I didn't have my watch and it just like threw my whole day off. And I get so mad when I leave my Fitbit at home. Like that's the most angry I ever get, really, is when I don't have my Fitbit. So then I have like an hour break in the middle of the day and I'm sitting there angry because I don't have my Fitbit. Like I'm not moving, I don't want to get extra steps because they don't even count anyway. And then I was sitting there and my boss was talking to, I guess, somebody that's newly hired, somebody that's getting hired. I didn't recognize the person. Super nice lady though, so hopefully she is hired because she was really nice. And my boss was going over like the clock in procedure so you can like check in and let the system know you're here for work. And I had realized that because I'd covered one of the classes earlier than when I actually teach, you can't actually clock in until you are scheduled to. So if you cover a class, you have to fill out this sheet. It's like a coverage sheet. And I hadn't done that yet because I was like, oh, I'll go teach a class and then do it after. And what I needed to do was after I had covered that class, I needed to go and clock in for actually working because then I was actually scheduled. And I was talking and forgot to do that. And I didn't clock in. And I hate when I don't clock in. in. I just feel like unprofessional. It's like it's not the end of the world if you don't clock in. I just feel like unprofessional as heck if I don't clock in. So then I was angry about that. And that's just the beginning of the day. And at this point, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm still like, this is like happening. This is insane that this is happening now. Like, this is the worst day ever. And then it gets worse. Here is where we get into how my glasses broke. So all my classes were going really well. All the classes that I teach. And I was actually enjoying my day. You know, this stuff happened. I put it behind me. I was continuing to enjoy my day. And I get to my very, very last class of the day. Let me give them that knuckle sandwich real quick. Yeah. So I get to the very last class of the day, which is basketball, which is with 5 to 8 year olds. If you guys don't know, I teach youth sports and I love it. It's a lot of fun. It keeps me active and, you know, it's just something to do. And there's this one kid who is such a funny guy. He's like 6 years old, I think. He's super funny. So much energy in this little boy. And he was just calling me over and over and over, like again, and trying to show me all this stuff and all the basketball tricks he could do. Because he got there early, which I don't mind when people get there early, but sometimes I leave to go talk to other people. He was in the gym with his mom waiting for me to get back. And he had like thrown the basketball. And the kids in this class are like super crazy kids. Like they have so much energy. It's like 1 in the afternoon on Thursdays, so none of them are in school. They're all done school for the day. And like they love to run around with me. But the thing is that they always throw their basketballs. And we always tell them, guys, you can't throw basketballs. You're going to hurt somebody. Somebody's going to like get injured. And what? Like we're not even worried about ourselves. We're more worried about the kids because I work with this other lady who is awesome. I love her. And the super awesome kid that I was talking about in the beginning kept throwing the basketballs. And we told him over and over again, like, hey, don't throw the basketballs. You're going to hurt somebody. And his mom like pulled him over to the side and she was like, look, you can't be throwing the basketball. Somebody's going to get hurt. And once everybody got there, we were getting ready to stretch and stuff. And he throws the basketball up in the air. And it's not like a super huge basketball. It's like, it's a normal size basketball. And he throws it up in the air and I duck like this. And now I don't even know how the basketball did this. It kind of hit me like sideways, like right here in the face, which only knocked my glasses off because these have been loose. They're not loose now because my Astros are like holding them on my head. But these glasses have been super loose. And there's actually a really funny reason as to why my glasses are super loose. I'm not going to say it in this video because it's like a story. I might tell it another day or for another video. But if you guys want to see that, let me know. So my glasses have always been really loose. They like, if I look down, they'll like kind of sway off my face almost as if they're going to fall off. And if I hold it for too long, they will fall off. And the way the basketball hit me, like in the side of the head, it kind of like hit my nose too. And I've always had a broken nose. If you guys don't know, I got surgery on my nose because I have a deviated septum. I don't know. There's just like, my nose is super crooked. You guys probably realize it now that my face came on all the time. I don't really mind though. It's whatever. Like I've had it all my life, so I kind of like grown up with it. I've gotten used to it and it really doesn't affect me now. The basketball knocked my glasses off, but that's not what broke them. What broke them is the fact that the basketball had bounced directly on top of my glasses after they had fallen onto the ground. And that's what snapped them in half. Like these glasses are plastic. You can literally rip them in half if you wanted to. And that had happened and I was like, oh my. Like I wasn't angry at the kid. The real reason I was like a little upset is because I can't see a single thing without my glasses on. I am literally blind without them on. So I had to go into the office where my boss works. I was like, hey, do you have any tape? And they saw my glasses were broken. And they were like, oh no, Jake, what happened? I was like, a basketball fell on it. And I felt bad because this kid's mom, like she looked like she felt so bad. And I was like, don't worry about it. Like it's not that big of a deal. It happens. It's not your fault. Obviously she was like mad at her son. But I was like, don't be mad at him. It's not his fault. Like accidents happen and everything. And she just felt so bad. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. It's really not that big of a deal. Like I didn't really care, to be honest. It really isn't that big of a deal. Like this tape has been holding up for exactly like 24 hours now. And it's been fine. They're just super, super loose. And I have to push them up all the time. But I might just leave my Astros on forever because these hold them up, to be honest. So I go through all the class and, you know, I'm just keeping a positive attitude because I'm like, my day has been absolutely horrible already. I'm not letting this get to my head. And, you know, I was just trying to stay as positive as I could. And then, like, my head kind of hurt. So obviously it's like, oh, do I have a concussion? And I don't have a concussion, so don't worry. My head doesn't even hurt anymore. But I think it's because what happened also at work is in the gym, there is a water fountain. It's the one I always drink out of, so I never have, like, a drink to take. Like, I never take a water bottle because I'm like, oh, I'll just drink out of the water fountain. And of course, lo and behold, that water fountain had broken during one of my classes. It broke. So when I first got there, it wasn't broken. And then, of course, during one of my classes, it broke. So I couldn't drink any water, and I think I hadn't drank any water in like an hour and a 1.5 to 2 hours, which is not good. You guys should be drinking water, which is just exactly why I have 44 ounces of water right here. So of course this water fountain's broken, and it's 85 degrees outside. I get home and my room is super hot. Like, I'm sweating right now because I don't have my fan on because I turned it off because you can hear it in the mic. And the other thing is that I hate taking naps. Like, if I take a nap, I freak out. Like, if I'm tired or something or falling asleep during the day, I will do whatever I can to wake myself up, because when I take naps, no matter what, when I wake up afterwards, I feel sick. I don't know why. It's just like when I would take naps during the day, I hate it. So it's like 80 degrees outside, super hot in my room. I'm like dehydrated from not drinking water at work, and I just took a nap. I woke up feeling like absolute crap, which is why I didn't stream yesterday. And I want to personally apologize to Jose and Mr. Gordo, because I told them specifically that I'd be streaming, and I didn't stream yesterday. But I think I'm going to make it up today, so by the time this video goes out, I'm probably streaming, because I feel better now. I mean, everything's pretty much normal now. And then, to top it all off, the last thing that happened to me was I have a sign on my door that says my name. I don't really know why. I just like it. My sister made it for me, and I always have had it on my door. And this thing has been on my door since like August of 2014. Like, I didn't just put this on my door. This has been on my door for a really long time. And then it's always just been taped on my door, and obviously the tape is like almost 2 years old, so this tape is very worn out. And yesterday, of all days, the tape finally fell off my door, and I kept trying to put the sign back on, and it kept falling off, and it would never stay on. It's actually, you can see it, it's that right there, that orange thing. It was like bright orange before. It's even dulled out because it's so old. But it's always just on my door, and of course yesterday, for the first time in almost 2 years, it fell off. And at that point, I was like, I'm just taking it off. I'm gonna get a new tape, whatever. I just gotta try and stay positive. Moral of the story is that I regret getting out of bed yesterday. I don't know what I did to deserve any of this, but somebody had it out for me. Somebody was trying to do something bad to me, and if they were trying to do it, they did it, and they succeeded. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a like rating down below. Let me know if anything or any of your days have just been like absolutely against you, and you felt like the world was against you. If you guys enjoy, make sure you leave a like rating down below, and I will see you all, if I make it, in the next video. Knock on wood.